you feel like when you and Bina got married, were people immediately like, when you guys having a kid?
Yes.
People just sort of want to rush your life along where you're like, I'm still living and adjusting. And it's hard. I think people feel like we all sort of want the same things, right? And then like as you get older, you're like, no, we all want life a la carte.
Didn't you get to the point where like as like comedians, performers, we're kind of pirates? So whenever someone would come in and be like, these are the rules, I'm like, there's no rules. I've been at sea for a long time.
Yeah, I love that.
There's no rules.
That's great.
We're pirates.
I love that. Yes. Oh my God. Did you just come up with that?
No, I've said that for a long time. That's what I'm saying. Now that you're a father, what is your favorite baby gadget? Okay, so my favorite baby item is they have this thing called it's called the Baby Merlin Magic Sleep Suit. So it's like this like sumo wrestling suit you put the baby in. And it's like a weighted blanket. So you open it up, you put the baby in it, and then they're just completely... It's like a straitjacket meets like a sumo suit, but they're just like, they're weighted down, so they can't move. But it's awesome, like they love it. Like the baby just like falls asleep immediately. I don't know if it's being crushed or... But I kind of do like, I'm kind of envious of it. I'm like, I wish there was an adult version of that. Do you know what I mean? Like you just get into this thing and then you just zip it up and you fall. There's an adult Baby Merlin? The weighted blankets? Should I get them? Do you have one? Your uncle has one? But I'm really envious of it because like she has so much structure to her life. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like, there's like she takes a bath before bed, then we read books to her, then she puts on this like weighted sumo suit and she falls right to sleep. And like adulthood, we don't have any of those structure things, right? It's like we all go to work and then you're like, I'm gonna listen to a murder podcast, and then you go to bed. Like, do you know what I mean? Like I just wish like I could take a bath and then someone would be like, hey, Jim will read to you. Like, how many books do you want to read? And then someone zips me up in like a sumo suit and I lay down and they just have a white noise machine. None of us sleep that way. No one here sleeps that way. I wish I had that much structure in my life. How many books do you want? I want 3. Okay, if you're down by 2 with 10 seconds on the shot clock, who would you have take the last shot? Kobe Bryant or LeBron James? Kobe. All right. I mean, he's just more clutch. If you had to have a co-host, who would it be and why? How about Phoebe Robinson? Creator of 2 Dope Queens. Woo! So many white guys. She's currently on tour. This is probably one of the best tour names ever. Her tour is called Sorry Harriet Tubman. And this is just a fun fact that I like. She grew up in Ohio. Yeah,
that's about the right sort of reaction for Ohio. You guys are like, okay, we'll take it.
Michelle Obama, you're BFF with Michelle Obama.
Me and Mish, I gotta tell you. So it is a true friendship. We have shared grilled cheese sandwiches together. Yeah, like, and also so here's the thing, I am lactose intolerant.
Okay.
And so like me eating dairy is truly just like a fireworks display ready to happen. But when she was like, do you want to have grilled cheese? I'm like, I couldn't say no, so I just ate it and just held my fart the whole time I was with her. I was like,
wow.
You can't fart in front of her.
You can't say no.
You can't fart in front of Michelle. That is.
How many cities did you guys do together?
We did 5 shows together.
That's crazy.
It was cool. We did 2 in the States and then 3 international, and it was like so. That's international. But it was
like, what?
But it was so cool. It was so cool. I will say the funnest part was we did do tequila shots together.
With Michelle Obama?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
After what? Like after the show?
It was after the show in Stockholm. And we're just like, we're hanging out. And so we finished the show. It was a great show.
Great show, okay.
Great show. The
Applause
crowd was
break.
like,
Everyone's like,
and then she was like, so what are you doing after this? And I was like trying to play cool. So I was like, I don't know, like, what are you doing? Like, I'm truly trying to act like I'm biz. I'm like not busy. And so she was like, do you want to hang out in the hotel after the show? And I was just like, yeah, that sounds cool. Like, I'm totally like being so chill. And then she was like, okay, great, I'll see you there. And then I like ran into the green room with like everyone like hair and makeup, and we were like screaming, just like, we're gonna hang out with Michelle. So that was like the most fun. But she's everything. And I have her number, like, it is.
What?
It is so real, you guys. And I have it saved under like a code name. So it's like really, yeah, you can't get to it. You have no idea.
Okay, what was the
Yeah.
one question you wanted to ask her that you held back on?
I think the one question that I wanted to ask her, which is we just never got around to it. So I went to Zambia for the first time. Which was my first time in Africa ever, and one person, and she wrote about how when she went to Africa for the first time, she like thought she was gonna feel like this overwhelming sort of connectedness, but when she was there, she was like, you know, like I'm like not African, so it's
Right.
like you feel the blackness, but you also like don't.
Got
And so
it.
I really want to talk to her about that, but it's
Did
just
you
like
feel that when you went to Africa?
I did, like, it was awesome, but I was definitely like, oh, I'm African American. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but you're just like, you know, you go to Zambia and they all, like, they are the majority race there. And, like,
Right.
that's not my life here.
Could people tell that you're from America?
Yes.
Immediately?
Not immediately, but I think you could just, like, you know, I had to like sort of work on myself because if you grow up in like predominantly like white sort of spaces,
Right.
you like sort of have to like undo sort of the insecurities you might feel. But I feel like if you're growing up in Zambia around people who look like you and you are considered the standard, there's an inherent sense of self-confidence that you just have that I had to like work on now that I got at 34, but I'm sure they were just like raised with it.
Like you saw how confident.
Yeah, and just like they don't like, you know, like sometimes I'll like go to a thing and I'm like, oh, what do the white people think if I like eat this thing? Like they're not thinking about that at all. They're just like eating and living and enjoying their lives, and that's a cool sort of mentality to have. So that was awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, dream interview. Who would you love to interview that you don't feel is getting the recognition they deserve right now? Because you got 2 podcasts.
Okay, who I feel doesn't get the recognition they deserve? Oh, that's a great question.
Because you've interviewed everybody.
Yeah.
That you've wanted to too, which is crazy.
There's one person I haven't interviewed yet that I've wanted to and I've tried and it has not worked out. It's RuPaul. Ru has 20 million jobs.
Have you ever done the slide in the DMs now that you're blue check verified?
I will say this.
Come on!
No, I will say this.
I've done it.
I have done it. I've done it a couple of times. Like, I remember I did it when Big Little Lies first came out, and I just slid into Reese Witherspoon's DMs, and I was like, you're so excellent on this show. And I, like, didn't hear from her, and then I later found out she, like, listened to So Many White Guys podcasts, which is, like, cool.
Right.
But then I've also, like, you know, do you guys watch This Is Us with, like, the Milo Ventimiglia, like, the super hot guy on the
Okay.
show? And
That's Gilmore Girls' boyfriend, right?
yes.
Yeah.
And so when
I don't even know who okay, so Bino's really into Gilmore Girls. Milo or Milo?
I call him Milo.
Milo.
Yeah.
Milo's one of her boyfriends.
Yeah, so
that's
he's
what I
like-
know. That's what I know him as.
Yeah.
And so when everyone's going crazy, I'm just like, Gilmore Girls' boyfriend?
No, you gotta watch This Is Us. Like, it is like, wow. And so when I was single, I was like, I'm just gonna shoot my shot. And so I watched an episode of like This Is Us. I just like DM'd him. And I think we were following each other on Twitter. So I was like, this is like my chance.
Right.
And so then I was just like, I was like, I'm gonna send you a bill for all the Kleenex you made me use from crying. And listen, that is fucking cute, you guys.
Did someone say ew?
That is cute as
That's
hell.
cute. I thought that was great.
Yeah, that's very cute. And so he like wrote back, he was like, haha. And then
You wrote back?
he wrote back. He wrote
Damn.
back. And I was just like, this is your chance. You just gotta go for it. And I was like, you know, actually, I think I'm gonna be like in LA in the next couple of weeks. You wanna like grab a drink? Never heard from him again.
Oh.
It's okay. I don't need you, Milo. I'm in a relationship now. I'm good.
But you got the response.
I got the response. And so that felt
Which
good.
is critical.
Which is like, I also know like hot, like
I know. I DM'd Mark Ruffalo. I have yet to hear back.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I think he's a great Hulk. I also like. I love his Twitter feed.
Yes, he has. Mark, which camera should I look to? Mark.
Any of them.
Mark, you are not busy now. Do it.
Get back to me,
Yeah.
Mark. Get back to me.
That's so cold.
Get back to me. Mark, get.
And I didn't know I was. I told you this backstage.
Yes.
I've known you for almost a decade,
I know.
and I have been mispronouncing your name.
But that's on me.
No, because I'd be like, "What's up, Hassan Minaj?" And that's not your name.
I know, but you know what it is? It was just me taking the time to be like, all right, I should navigate this public image on my own terms. Because I did a couple shows and my mom was in the audience.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm Hassan Minaj. And then like my mom was like, what? You know? And I'm just like, you know what I mean? I was, you know, like the half stepping, you know? So I was just
But
like.
I love Hassan. That's
Yeah.
That's better.
Yeah.
Is that how you say it,
No,
Hassan?
it's Hassan, but yeah.
Hassan. Yeah, that's better.
No. But what it is.
I gotta retrain my tongue because this is the new normal for me.
It is the new normal. But the thing that
Okay.
also is super heartbreaking for me, I have a lot of Asian friends.
Yeah.
Like from all of Asia, Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
They'll be like, I have a Chinese name and I have an American name. I have a Korean name and I have an American name. And I just got really like, I got on some like Malcolm X shit where I'm like, fuck that, your name is your name. Right?
That's
like,
so true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like,
That's true.
nobody's like, my name's Ryan, my Indian name is Rabinder. Like they're never like, or but like by sheer population density, it should be like we all have a Chinese name. It should be the opposite.
Yeah.
Right? It should be like, hey, I'm Jessica, but my Chinese name is Xiao Wen. Like it's like, oh, okay, what's up? And then by virtue of, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
That was my thing. But this is from the audience.
Okay. I love it.
This is from Sydney. Is Sydney here?
Hi,
Okay.
Sid.
Sydney. All right. This is actually a really good question. What's your advice for someone in their mid-20s feeling a bit lost in their lives?
Ooh, Sid, that's a great question. I'm gonna.
All right.
I
just
wanted
say-
that reaction.
Wait,
I
30
wanted-
50-second timeout. Phoebe Robinson is the queen of slang. Like, you have your own language.
Yeah, it's ignorant. But I have it. I fully embrace it. So ridiculous. Okay, so mid-20s, I will say, are very. It's tricky because you're sort of like early 20s. You're like, oh, whatever. Like I just graduated college, or I'm just like I got done with my gap year. I'm like loving life, and then you're like 25, 26. And you're like, oh, life is like not a game. You know what I mean? So there's that shift where you're like, you feel like maybe I should have everything figured out. Maybe I'm not doing the right career thing. Maybe I'm dating the wrong person. And then this is what I would say. Like I hit my 30s, and you're kind of like. LOL, no one knows what they're doing. Like, no one knows. Like, you're just figuring out as you go, whether it's like you're figuring out how to be a parent, or you're figuring out how to be an office manager, or you're figuring out how to be married. It's like all these things, you're never gonna have it fully figured out, and life is truly just the process of doing it. There is no like, okay, I'm 50, I've mastered life, and now I can chill. Like, there's always gonna be something. So I think, if you could like let yourself off the hook, that's huge. Because I love to beat myself up and be like, you're not doing this right or this right. And then I think the biggest thing I really learned is the word should is not a great like word to have in your vocabulary. Where like, I should have this much money at this age. I should have this sort of job at this age. I should, be a parent if you don't want to be a parent. I think the word should sort of like puts these sort of societal pressures on you. And you're sort of thinking like, this is how I should live as to how you want to live. And I think those are two very different things. And so you gotta figure out like what you want. And then go after that. Yeah.
You've been sitting on that.
No,
Did you just riff that?
Yeah, of course I did. I riffed it all the way.
That was great.
But I really did,
That was really good.
sort of like, I think like I've really been thinking about it a lot because my boyfriend and I decided like we don't want to have kids. And I'm gonna turn 35 this year. And people are, yes, thank you. Is that the same person who wooed for Africa? I love you. But I'll tell people like, oh, I don't want to have kids. They're like, oh, you should just freeze your eggs just in case you change your mind. And it's like, I just said I don't want to have kids.
Right.
That's the whole conversation, not like, oh, well, you should. You're gonna want to feel like a mom later. It's like, I don't. I've fully thought about it a long time to be
Right.
like, I don't want to be a mom. And so society is sort of like, everybody wants to be a parent, and not everyone does. Or like, you parent in different ways. Like maybe my podcasts are my children. Just kidding. I hate when people are like, my plants are my kids. I'm like, they're not. But like you parent or you can teach or mentor in other ways
Right.
than like having something
Sure.
come from you and share your DNA. You know.
Totally. That's beautiful.
Thanks.
Why is everyone up in your business though?
Because
Why do people do like? Oh, that's whack.
it's like one of those things.
I think that's super whack.
Do you feel like when you and Bina got married,
Yeah.
were people immediately like, when you guys having a kid?
Yes.
People just sort of want to rush your life along where you're like, I'm still living and adjusting, and
Yeah.
it's hard. I think people feel like we all sort of want the same things, right? And then
Right.
like as you get older, you're like, no, we all want life a la carte.
Didn't you get to the point where like as like comedians, performers were kind of pirates? So whenever someone would come in and be like, these are the rules, I'm like, there's no rules. I've been at sea for a long time.
Yeah, I love that.
There's no rules.
That's
We're
great. I
pirates.
love that. Yes. Oh my God. Did you just come up with that?
No, I've said that for a long time. That's what I'm saying. I'm not just like. That's why I'm envious. You know how we all have those friends that are just
Yes.
funny?
Yeah.
That are just like funny off the
Yes.
top of the.
Am
You
I
know what
me?
I'm talking about. You're like that.
But I feel like I'm a low budget Oprah. I always say I'm like the Nordstrom Rack version of Oprah. So I feel like I'm always thinking about,
But
you
that's
know.
dope though.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, it's super accessible.
Yeah.
Why are so many white guys running for president?
I know. I'm feeling that way too. And I'm like, enough. We're done with it.
What do you mean we're done with it?
I just don't want to see another white guy like dryly announce like I'm throwing my hat into the ring. You're like, I'm like, get your fucking hat and get out of here. I don't. Yeah.
All
No new friends.
All
Yeah.
right, all right. This
Yeah.
is from Aisha Khan. Yeah, 5 minutes.
Ooh.
You being for real? I mean, we're just.
We just getting started.
You know how many touchdown dances she's done? She's done like her 3. If you could be president for a day, what would you do? President for a day.
Okay, president for a day.
And
Can you do some trifling things in addition to like actual good things?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
You can do something. Here, this is the game.
Okay.
You can do something fucking awful and then pardon yourself.
Okay.
So just do it.
I'm gonna say this is not awful, but this is controversial. So I think I'm gonna change the national anthem to a U2 song.
Okay.
So no one's on board with that, but I'm gonna do it. And then I think the good thing that I would do would be like, there's so many things. Oh my God, there's like women's rights, there's like reproductive rights, there's like immigrant, like everything is a shit show right now. Okay.
Can I combine it with this next one?
Yes.
In honor of the live action remake of Aladdin.
Okay.
You get the magic lamp, you get 3 wishes.
Okay.
So now you can put it into that.
Okay.
3 wishes.
First.
And you know the rules, you can't wish for more wishes.
Okay. That was very smart of you. Okay. First,
No, it's from the movie. I didn't wish that. I'm telling you, I have to like prepare stuff in advance. Go ahead.
Okay, I think the first one would be eradicate all student debt because I think
Yeah.
because we're raising a nation of people to be in debt and be fearful of not being able to live the lives they want to live, and also like education should not make you poor. You should get richer mentally and financially from education. So I think that's trash. I think reproductive rights, I think white dudes for sure cannot fucking say anything. And then I'm also gonna say, some white women, I've been watching you, and you also part of the problem, so you damn well can't say anything.
Okay. So that's part of wish 2 though, right?
Yeah, it's part of wish 2,
That's
and
part
then
of wish
wish
2.
3 would be, oh my God, I just think,
Make this one fun. Make this one like really fun.
oh, make it fun.
You know how
okay.
like in middle school there'd be like a person running for class president? They're like, pizza
Yeah.
every 3rd Wednesday. Do that.
Okay.
Like this is a fun wish.
Oh, a fun wish. Oh my God. No more Spanx. If you got a belly,
No more
just
Spanx?
just let the belly out.
Okay.
Free the belly.
Okay.
People want to. We want to free the nipple. I want to free. I've earned this belly through carbs and not working out, but watching The Rock work out on Instagram.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've earned this belly. So
Why do we love that? Why do I love following The Rock on Instagram?
His diets are truly nuts when he's like, this is my cheat day, so he has like 100 cookies.
Yeah.
And you're like,
But he'll do it in front of a laptop.
yes.
And so I'm like, why is he in prison?
I know.
He's The Rock. He's like a gajillionaire, and he'll be like, today's my day.
Yeah.
And then he'll eat 100 cookies in front of a laptop.
I know.
Like he's a sophomore
Yeah.
in college. My roommate's not home, so I'm gonna watch Netflix and eat cookies. I'm like, you're The Rock. He lives in Florida. His house must be fucking huge.
He lives in Florida?
Yeah, he lives
I
in
didn't know
Florida. He's gonna be our
that.
president.
I
He's
don't
going to be
know.
our president.
I don't
He's
think he should do
jacked.
it. No.
He's biracial. He's for the troops. He's everything
Okay.
America is.
Okay.
He's going to be our president.
That's true.
I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know if that's good or bad, but he's going to
true.
be our president. If you could do an episode of Patriot Act, what topic would you pick? Like the Phoebe I get sick. This is the Phoebe Robinson.
And I get to be here. I get the guys, let's see here. Guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got, that was a pretty good impression.
I know.
Guys. Look at my kicks, guys.
Oh my God.
Oh, God. The
right,
Phoebe
go ahead.
Robinson episode.
Yeah, please.
Ooh. I think I would want to do an episode entirely about Black women's hair. Like, I think that, like, we need to dive deep. We need to, like, and it would just be like a round table with like me and like Angela Bassett and just like a bunch of like bomb-ass
Damn,
Black women.
that's cool.
And we're breaking it the fuck down. And it's just like everyone's like hair journey because I think we all like need to hear that. Because it's a thing like are there any Black women here? Yeah. You know when you watch like a YouTube tutorial video and you're like, oh, I can't recreate that at all. Like you think you can do it because they like put on some Erykah Badu and they're just like, your curls are popping. That's like not it. So I really want to just like have this moment where we can truthfully talk about this is Black women's hair. This is how you get it amazing. So I think that would be my dream.
That'd be an amazing episode.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Phoebe Robinson, everybody, let her hear.
Thank you so much. That was so great.